And someone needs to tell Team Cherry to slow down. Anyone else feel like they're rushing Silksong a little bit? I am of course kidding, but it genuinely feels like we're getting little bits of news every single day. I did post about this yesterday, but in case you missed it, ACMI, who describe themselves as the Museum of Screen Culture, is a Melbourne-based museum who put on a variety of exhibitions, screenings, festivals, and so forth. Yesterday they announced their new gaming-focused exhibition named Game Worlds, and Game Worlds is a new exhibition focused on playable games beginning on September 18th. And how is this relevant to Silksong? Well, their announcement did mention that it would feature, and I quote, a highly anticipated Australian title for 2025. And no, this isn't another tease because the video, alongside the announcement, quite literally has Hollow Knight Silksong mentioned in it. The question is, what exactly is going to be playable at this new exhibition? Will they have the Silksong E3 demo, an entirely new demo, or does this mean the game will release to the public before September 18th? The realistic side of my brain says, don't get your hopes up, it could very well be a demo, and I've seen what they've done previously and they have these little booths and it's like, you know, you're not playing the full game. But the hopium side of my brain is fully on board with release being somewhere between the Switch 2 launch and mid-September. Remember, we've heard over and over and over that we'll hear more about the game as we get closer to release, and to be honest, it genuinely does feel like this is the most news that we've got in such a short time in I don't know how many years. It's hard not to get excited, and I'm fully prepared to be pelted by tomatoes by doubters, but we need you doubters to keep us grounded. Now, it doesn't matter if you agree with me or not about that time frame, because either way, it's pretty likely that we're going to get a bit more information about Silksong's development when this exhibition goes live. Previously, I believe ACMI had Hollow Knight as one of the playable titles in its museum booths, and from what I can understand, the Hollow Knight section is still on display, and here's a few shots of what you get to see. Obviously, we don't know what they might submit this time round, but previously there's been a lot of iteration of maps, which they have been specifically secretive about with Silksong, and I just need one of you that lives, like, locally to go and take all of the photos and share it with the rest of the community because I'm too far away over here in the UK. Given how they usually set up their exhibitions, any playable game will very likely be accompanied by some context at the very least, or it could have loads of behind the scenes shots and content. That's what I'm desperate for. That's what I'm really hoping for, so everyone, fingers crossed. The other big news of the day is Team Cherry, like actual Team Cherry, finally said something to us. Not through Left, not through content creators, but through Kickstarter, and I've just realised as I said that it could actually be Leth on Kickstarter. I don't think we have that confirmed. I'm hoping it's Team Cherry. I'm choosing to believe it's Team Cherry. Anyway, they found their password and they replied to a comment earlier today to say that they will be reaching out to the relevant backers to confirm their platform of choice for Silksong. In case you weren't aware, they have already committed to sending out a copy of Silksong to everyone who kickstarted Hollow Knight. So that's all 2,158 backers. Keeping the updates short and concise as always, I will leave it there. It's actually finally happening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.